Good evening and welcome to this live NewsBud Telethon, coming to you on YouTube, on Google Hangout. We're live at boilingfrogspost.com. You can find the link at newsbud.com. And for the next hour or so, we invite you to join us and to invite all of your friends to join us. We want this to grow exponentially over the next hour. I'm Peter B. Collins, and I'm joining you from San Francisco tonight. In a moment, my colleagues Spiro Skouras and Sibel Edmonds will join us. A little bit later this hour, we're delighted to have Professor Mickey Huff joining us. Mickey teaches at Diablo Valley College here in the San Francisco Bay Area and is also one of the managers of Project Censored. Project Censored has been going on for over 25 years now, based at Sonoma State University here in California. And every year, they publish a book which identifies the top stories, the top 25, and there are always more than 25, that the corporate media, the mainstream media, failed to report. These are critical news stories that the public needs to know about and that inform many of the current issues that we face. And the truth emergency that Project Censored declared a few years ago, in my opinion, is still in effect, and we'll ask Professor Huff about that when he joins us a few minutes from now. NewsBud is an exciting new idea. We want to bring a completely independent and fully funded by you, the public, a news platform that is going to bring you courageous investigative reporting and international coverage like you haven't seen in American-based media in a long time. We're going to spend this hour detailing what our plans are for NewsBud, and we invite you to join the conversation. There is a live chat at the YouTube channel where you can find our stream right now, and you can post questions or comments there. I would ask you initially to put up the location that you are watching us from. In our previous telethons, we saw people from Canada, from Japan, from Pakistan, from England, Canada. Did I mention Canada? and of course, many locations all across the United States. So we're looking for a worldwide audience tonight, and you can help us connect up with people to create that. So take a couple of minutes right now to take the link that you're watching on, the YouTube link, and put that up on Facebook, tweet it out to your networks. If you're an email person, put it in an email and send it to a list of your friends. I'll tell you a quick story. The last time I went to Sonoma State University, and Mickey Huff's colleague, Peter Phillips, invited me to talk to a class of graduating seniors. And I made a comment about Facebook, and one of the students kind of corrected me, and she said, well, look, you know, email, that's what I use to talk to my parents and other old people. So if you're an old guy like me, email may be the natural thing that you use. That may be your comfort zone on the web. But there are all kinds of tools out there, and we want to leverage every one of them to make sure that people know about NewsBud and can help support our funding drive that's underway at Kickstarter right now. So joining us is Sibel Edmonds. She is the founder of NewsBud. She's also the founder of boilingfrogspost.com, where she's been providing a true alternative news service for many years now, and I've been pleased to be a part of that community. Sibel, of course, was an FBI whistleblower, and we connected, she and I did, more than 10 years ago as I sought to tell her story to my radio listeners across the country. Sibel, it's great to be with you again this evening. How are you?
Great, and great to be here. I'm glad you mentioned emails and being old, because I am old as well, Peter, so you're not alone. And people laugh because I still use my 2 index fingers to do texting, and they look and they shake their head. And it takes me a long time to just put 2 lines in there, but so don't feel bad about that. And I'm so glad you mentioned the importance of our audience, our viewers, to help us put the word out and help us activate others. This is the only way for us to succeed and to bring about this 100% people-funded media with integrity because the mainstream media is not going to do that. The pseudo alternatives are not going to do that. The one percenters are not going to do that. So it is basically up to us, we the people, to put the word out and say, you know what, together we can. Because they want to be able to laugh at us and say, you know, without the mega corporations, without having these sugar daddies, there is no way that you can. And of course we can. When I'm looking at the numbers and what it would take to really to make this happen, and once we make it happen, that's it. Because we're going to be able to show people what real journalism with integrity is about. So it's going to take what, 5, 10, 15,000 like-minded individuals who are sick and tired of what they are seeing out there. Polarized, partisan, filled with lies and censorship, propaganda machines that benefits only, I don't want to even say 1% because that's really wrong, that number, that benefits 0.00001%. So glad to be here, and I'm really looking forward to our discussion with Dr. Hoff.
Well, and I want to take a look here. The Kickstarter page right now just crossed the 900 mark. Before we went on the air a few minutes ago, we were at 898 backers. It went to 899 with a person whose identity is not yet known to me, but that person kicked in $2,500. Now that is a great start for tonight's telethon, and we've crossed the threshold of 900. My goal over this next hour is to get it upwards of 1,000, and we need to keep pushing every day to make sure that people get the word, that people who are able to donate are doing so. And we understand that many people cannot afford it. If you're living on a fixed income, you're struggling from check to check, meal to meal, we're very happy to have you support us with your clicks. So we don't want to put pressure on people who don't have money, but we want to incentivize those of you who do have some cash in the bank and a regular stream of income that you see all the time, to peel off $25. If you can, peel off $250. And let me single out one of my podcast listeners, and I know he is a Boiling Frog supporter as well, Olivier de Merlot, who, and that's not the Merlot wine, it's spelled a little differently. Olivier lives in Switzerland and is bilingual in French and English, and is a very sharp observer of not only American news and politics, but the international scene as well. And Olivier, I don't know if you're up and watching, it's like 3 in the morning in Switzerland right now, but he is an example of the kind of person who is a citizen of the world and understands that nationalist media are pandering systems that really just feed their audiences rather than providing the kind of news service and journalism that we used to rely on. And so I want to ask you to go to Kickstarter.com. You can go to NewsBud.com, and there's a hyperlink to take you there. But if you go to Kickstarter, you just enter NewsBud in the project window, and you'll see our page. There's a budget there that shows you how we plan to spend the money we're raising. There's a short video, and we're going to share it with you here in a minute. But that video is something that you can share with your friends and people who you're helping educate about the NewsBud project. So I want to encourage you to use all these tools available, and many of you are even more resourceful than I am. As Sibel was pointing out, I have not trained my thumbs for texting. I still use an index finger to do that. And so those of you with the fast fingers across the screens, please get started and get the word out and invite people to join us for this special telethon this evening. Now, Sibel, one thing I wanted to mention that is a shining example of the corruption of the corporate media in this country was exposed this week by Harry Shearer. And Harry is a Hollywood-based comedian. He does tremendous radio shows.